So good morning to all of you. This morning, being Friday, I want to kind of wrap things up a little bit that we have been talking about and sharing for a few weeks, to kind of bring it all together. As you know, we started off a few weeks talking about, in the aftermath of the US election, how many people there are that have different opinions and want to tell us how things are out there and what we need to do to solve all of the problems out there. And we've come to the point where we realize there are no problems out there. One problem, one solution. But I don't get anywhere by saying that with my mouth to someone who thinks that there's a problem out there. Because all I do is I set me up and I set them up. I'm saying you're wrong about this. Let me set you right. Now we're in separation and now we're lost. But what if instead, whenever anyone expresses an opinion or a thought about how we fix things out there, we just said to them, I don't know, maybe, and really mean it. Not just say it, but to know that it's true. I don't know. In my mind, in my split consciousness, I cannot know. And so if I think I do, I'm wrong. But living in that space of I don't know opens me up to infinite possibilities and to a joining with my brother or sister who thinks that they're in a battle with me. This started literally with my own brother, who has some very different opinions than I do about what's going on out there. And I realized that it's not for me to set him straight. It's mine just to love him where he is, not where I want him to be, or not what I want him to believe. And so once we enter into that space of I don't know, maybe. Now we can move into an even brighter space. I like the word brighter because it's like we're in a dark room and we're just slowly opening up the shades to let the light in. But this is what throws them open completely. When we say, I don't know, I love you. Now there's not only no opposition, but there's total joining. So yesterday, I was doing my little walking chant out here, right below where I am now. 7 steps one way, 7 steps the other way, back and forth as I chant and pray for about an hour. A song started to enter into my mind, and I found myself chanting this. And I realized that this was a divine gift, because this is what brings all of those things together, this song. And I'm sure you know it. It goes like this. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know. And there it is. Everything we've been talking about, everything we've been sharing. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know. Not only is it a beautiful song, but it's the answer. It's the answer for escaping this prison or this armor or these blocks to the awareness of love that we have so joyfully gathered around us. I don't know much, but I know I love you. We're going to focus on the word know. I know I love you. That may be all I need to know, as opposed to how we would usually think of it, where I think I love you. It starts there. I don't know much, but I think I love you. And then I don't know much, but I believe I know you. The place we are going is a pure state of knowing, where it sinks in. It's thinking and believing is up here, very weak. But when we allow it to sink into our heart, where we just are literally become that awareness, we enter into a state of knowing that is literally beyond this world, has no relationship to this world at all, no relationship to perception. In fact, it's so overwhelming that I don't need to prove it. I don't need anyone to prove it to me. I know it's true. And I'm sure that all of you, at one time or another, have experienced that knowing. You just know something. And that may just be the tiny sliver of what we are here to know. And yet what we are here to know is so simple, that I love you. And this begins with me choosing to love me. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know. And when I can fully love and accept me, then I can begin to fully and totally accept and love thee, to love you. Once again, the Christ is another word for everything. God is another word for everywhere. So everywhere I look, there is the divine. So as I begin to love myself unconditionally, no matter what, I begin to look around and to see you and to realize that you not only deserve the same love, you are the same love, literally. And I am willing to share that light with you because we are one. And I know that to be true. The more I reach out and allow that sacred embrace, the more that state of knowingness takes over. And when that happens, suddenly, because God is everywhere, I know that I love God in all of its infinite forms, not some being up in the sky, some deity. There is no such thing, but the God that is everywhere at once, everything at once. I begin to awaken with an awareness of that love, which has nothing to do with thinking. Remember, thinking and believing is very weak because it can change, it can be interpreted, it can be adapted. But what I know to be true is solid. So I want to read a little passage from Journey Beyond Words about the release of that belief and the entering into that state of knowing. Okay? I just opened the book up a little while ago, and this is what I came to. You wonder, if I do not think, what will become of me? You may feel that in the absence of your thinking, you would surely die. Nothing is further from the truth. Beyond your thinking lies vision, that which I shall call awareness. Awareness is a state in which you do not think. By the way, this is a great description of the awakened mind. Awareness is a state in which you do not think, but it is far from emptiness. It is a place from which you shall truly see, and not with your eyes, but with the innermost depths of that which you are, which is the holy child of God. You will see from that place, from the experience of your holiness, you will see everything wrapped in that same holiness. That's vision, that's awareness, and it has nothing to do with thinking. Thinking is what blocks it. A little bit more. What is this awareness? What is this vision of which I speak? Awareness is a state of being, a state of pure freedom, and therefore of love. and joy. Awareness is unfettered by your interpretations, unfettered by your reactions, and above all, unfettered by your desire to limit it because you want it to be, here comes the bomb, like the past. Because you want it to be like the past. That's your thinking. Your thinking is always wanting to have things be like the past. Yesterday, when we were talking about what is meaning, we heard the line, your thoughts are the result of your hidden desire not to see what is really happening right now, but to see only the past, to desire only the past, no matter how good or bad it was. And there's no greater dysfunction than that. And it's the only thing that keeps you asleep, the only thing that doesn't allow you to awaken into the awareness of now, of this moment, where you are whole, where you are perfect, and where everything else that you see is wrapped in that same wholeness and holiness. That's what happens when you lay aside your thinking and allow meaning and being to prevail. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know. And I know I love Vicky. And so I'm going to turn it over to her and let her take over. This is like a
Hi,
tap.
Terry. Yes,
You're it.
I'm it. Okay. So you picked up Journey Beyond Words, and Brent Haskell is a dear brother that we've known for many years. So I called him yesterday, and he is doing well. But he said something so sweet. He said to give you, Jimmy, his love, but he said, that book came through me, but I had to come to terms with I was not the speaker, the teacher. And he felt compelled that he should be out sharing it, but it wasn't in his heart. So he said, I came to realize I have to live by what comes in my heart. And what is that except awareness and living by inspiration and by knowing? And now he and his wife, they live in peace, truly in peace, with a small group, with half a dozen brothers that they do the course with every week and that are their spiritual family. But I thought, what a wonderful example to live by inspiration and not by thinking and judgment and figuring anything out. Because if we let go of the thinking, that's really all it is we make a choice to let that, it's a mechanical activity. And if we just let it go, don't fight it, don't resist it, don't do battle with it, simply do nothing with it and turn our attention to simply present awareness. Because present awareness is God. There is no spot God is not, is God everywhere, Christ everything. If we turn our attention to that, there's no fight and there's no figuring. And then we, like Brent, he just had to come to live by the inspiration of, oh, I'm supposed to just live this. I don't have to teach it. He felt this compulsion that drove him for a long time and made him feel he wasn't worthy or guilty or not doing it right. And when he let all that thinking go, here he is, a dear brother, living this message, broadcasting on the inner plane, because he's living in a state of peace and awareness to all of us, that that's all any of us have to do. So I thought it was a great example because it leaves us, it's not that we don't use our minds, but we use our minds to fulfill inspiration. And that's effortless and it's fulfilled by grace because awareness and love is a giving. So there's going to be doing while we're here in time. But the doing isn't by negotiating and figuring and thinking. And that choice we can make all the time. As soon as we see thinking creeping into our mind, we should or could or did or what, just simply drop it. Swish like you did yesterday, just swish, just cancel that out. Swish, swish. And full attention on just here now. And the inspiration will come because awareness is inspiration to love. It is love, and love gives of itself. So there's a natural inspiration that will come that will give, if it's to give, a bird some seed or a brother a smile. But what is ours to do will come to us if we don't try to find it. And if we sit and enjoy the present moment and let that inspiration fill us, and then grace takes us and we're doing whatever it is without our effort, which is a lot easier than the sweat of our brow. That's all.
We're
Thank
doing
you, Jimmy.
whatever, living in the whatever.
Wherever, whatever, Christ everywhere.
Exactly. That's it. Whatever. Just show me what to do. I'll do it. I'll live by inspiration. And like I find myself back here in my anchor hold. It's all about inspiration. Some days it's writing and recording a new song, or writing a children's book, or learning a new Cat Stevens song. Did I tell you that I'm learning like a whole bunch of Cat Stevens songs? Yeah. I figure when I get out of here, it's like a prison. When I get out of here, I'm going to travel around doing Cat Stevens concerts. All right, let's turn to Teddy. Teddy, what would you like to share around this?
Well, okay, I guess you guys can hear me. When you really look at what the past thoughts, I mean, the whole idea is, we're trying to control fear by making ourselves fearful. I mean, we're trying to control our experience of fear by thinking we know something from the past, but the past is the thoughts of the past are based on fear because we're afraid of the present, and we're trying to control our own lives, which it's never going to work. I mean, we can control our thinking, but our life, if it's already been set and it's over. And it is, like Vicky said, it's better to live by inspiration rather than by thinking that the past thoughts showed us anything new, which they couldn't possibly. But the nature of past thoughts is there's nothing new. So nothing new can occur if we listen to past thoughts. And like the Course says, our future thoughts are based on the past thoughts. So it's the same type of thinking. There is the ability that we all have to look at our past thoughts, to look at our thinking and say, I would prefer not to use it. And then allow our minds to be open. And again, it's like, in a sense, it's like Vicky and you and people, when we talk, it's bearing witness to the possibility that it's not only possible, but helpful, and therefore something that can be tried safely. And that's the benefit. We help our brothers eliminate the fear of living by inspiration, because we share our inspirations, our hopes, and the life that we share with reality and how it helps us. That's it. I mean, that's the benefit of it. We can't do it for anybody. We can only do it for ourselves. And the more it works, the more we like it, and the more we return to it until finally, you may think past thoughts, but you're not going to rely on them because they're not useful. That's it, period.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point. Thank you, Teddy. So before we go to everyone else, we're going to just take a pause, and I just want you to experience this. Come on.
Look at this face. I know the years are showing. Look at this life. I still don't know where it's going. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know.
Look at these eyes, they never see what matters. Look at this dream,
And that may be all I need to know. So many questions still left unanswered. So much I've never broken through.
And when I feel you near me, sometimes I see so clearly the only truth I've ever known, me and you.
Look at this man, so blessed with inspiration. Look at this soul, still searching for salvation. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all I need to know. I don't know much, but I know I love you. And that may be all there is to know. Whoa.
Hold on. I love the end where it says, that may be all there is to know. And that's the truth. That's all there is to know. Love. The love that we share. The presence of that love. That's the whole answer right there.